Welcome into the Steelers Talk live show. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Thank you to all the Yinzers around the world tuning in here. Just a couple of days before the Steelers preseason opener versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about today. We're going to be talking about Will Howard. We're going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're going to be talking about what went down at Steelers training camp practice today. We've got a lot to talk about here on the Black and Gold here on a beautiful Wednesday evening. So get the party started right now down there in the comments section by typing those me's if you're a real one and you are here at the beginning of today's show and you've clicked the stream. All the real ones know clicking that thumbs up icon helps push this video out to as many Steelers fans as possible to kick off our show. So make sure you guys type those me's. We got Daryl, we got Robert, we got Tristan, we got Leonard, we've got The Only Key, we got Christopher Domingo, Tristan, Aaron. We got Mr. Deadhead, Chuck Dugan is here. We got Aaron, we've got Jacob Hill, we've got Eric Brown, we got Jacob Hill, Donna Elliott's here. Good to see you, Donna. We got Eric Brown, George McConnell, Jacob Hill, we got Fernando Martin, we got Zayden Bailey, we got Jacob Hill, Eric Brown, IGT Kevin, Steve, Jamming, we got Kevin Henry, Titus Kitchens is here, Troy Robertson is here, Madden God is here, Paul B, we got Superfay 22, we've got Chuck Dugan, Cougar, Tito Martinez, Prince Brooks. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon to kick off today's show. We already got 120 Yinzers in this chat room right now. And guys, I want to introduce somebody that you're going to get to know over the course of this season. Our new producer here on Steelers Talk to help out Coop. That's Xavier Pon. We call him Ponzi here at Chat Sports. I also call him Mini Cam Hayward because he looks just like Cam Hayward, ladies and gentlemen.
Most notable for slapping Sperry on my first day.
Yes, he slapped me on his first day, and now he's been going through the training with Coop, and we feel comfortable putting him on a live show today. He's actually produced a couple of our VODs, and he's ready to wave that terrible baby. Steelers, here we go. Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Everybody spam Ponzi in the chat to welcome him to the family. Ponzi, it's good to hear from you, man. You got that Here We Go Steelers down already. And Coop, if you want to go on camera there, he's just off to the side there. He's just, training Mr. Ponzi today. So Coop's still here, don't worry. But you guys are going to see a lot of Coop and a lot of Ponzi this year. And on Saturday for our live preseason watch party, it'll be Coop in the producer chair for most of it. But Ponzi's also going to get some reps during that preseason watch party as well. So big shout out to Xavier Pon for his first live show here on Steelers Talk. All right, so let's talk about Broderick Jones here, Ponzi, because a little bit of a slow start to camp for Broderick, but he's looked better over the last 4 days, honestly, at Steelers training camp. Honestly, he looked a lot better once he put the pads on. I think I'm slightly optimistic about Broderick going into the preseason, but, he started off his NFL career at right tackle, played left tackle in college. Now he's moving back over to the left side. And there's a lot of concern around Broderick Jones because he was a little bit raw coming out of college. Pat Meyer, the offensive line coach, hasn't done a great job developing him to this point. And now he's going into his third NFL season, and he's really going to be very important for this team. He's protecting the blind side of a quarterback that's 41 years old. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Broderick is a polarizing topic in terms of Steelers and NFL fans all around. It's just because, he came out of Georgia as a power offensive tackle. They thought that he had versatility at both sides. But, he hasn't really shown that he can pass block very well.
Nope.
His sets are not good, and his hand movement
he
is
stinks. Coop
subpar.
says he stinks. Coop says he stinks.
And I'm trying to be nice to the guy, but it's very difficult to be positive about Broderick Jones as your starting left tackle for a quarterback who's already had his injuries in the past, most notably his Achilles injury. And it's going to be hard to be very supportive of the blind side this year for the Steelers.
Yeah, and he's a very talented individual. Mike Tomlin has said time and time again that he is very, very he's got a lot of belief in the talent that Broderick Jones has, and he is very athletic, and, he was very highly touted coming out of Georgia, and we're certainly hoping that he has a big season. I think it's optimistic that he's looked better once the pads have come on over the last 4 practices or so, and he's definitely going to be somebody that I'm watching during these preseason games, guys. So we got our first super chat of the day from Monday's MVP, actually. That is Robert Locke, $5. Everybody spam those Locke emojis down there in the comments section. Says pre-stream, here we go, Steelers, here we go. There we go, Robert Locke. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for that 5 to get us going. And we also have a couple Venmos that we got before the show. We actually got 3 Venmos before the show that we'll get to here momentarily. But Robert Locke, we appreciate you, my man. Already getting into the lead for today's MVP with the XP that we'll talk about here in just a couple of seconds. But Sebastian Guara, okay, whatever Coop said there, Guajardo, $20 gets him on the Steelers Talk Gong. Sebastian, your name is right here. Appreciate you, Sebastian, for the 20. Gets him in on the raffle today. Then we got Catalina Graziano with a 25. Catalina, you're right there on the Gong. Appreciate the 25. And then we've got a 10 from William Hull. First-time donator, William Hull, with a 10. Appreciate your support, my friend. That gets you into the raffle with 3 raffle entries for the Steelers Talk hat later in the show. And then we got Kirk Crater, Captain Kirk himself, with a $10 Venmo. Gets him on the raffle today. So appreciate all of your guys' support. We're almost already at $100 in donations. So if you guys have a topic that you guys want to put on the show today, if you have something that you want to talk about before we get to the preseason game on Saturday, make sure you guys get those super chats in, and we'll put you up on screen. All right, Bernard Nixon, my man, with a 2, says, are you worried about Rodgers' age? He's 41, will be 42. Is this an old one, Coop? I feel like I think we've had this one before. So we'll get to a different super chat here in just a second. Here it is, Bernard's actual super chat that wasn't from Monday. It says, who do you think is the better QB, Aaron Rodgers or Big Ben? I think in terms of the pantheon of the NFL, Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback all time, in my opinion. All right, I think just the collection of what he's done. Obviously, he hasn't won as many Super Bowls as Big Ben. That's the area where he has Rodgers beat. But I think Rodgers is arguably like a top 5 quarterback in NFL history with the numbers that he's put up and the MVPs that he's won, and just the collection of work. I think that Aaron Rodgers has Big Ben beat. But in terms of being a Steeler, I think Big Ben is clearly the better Steeler compared to Rodgers, because obviously he hasn't played a game in black and gold yet, and Big Ben won 2 Super Bowls for this team, Ponzi. And even if Rodgers wins 1 Super Bowl for this team, he's not going to get to the 2 that that Big Ben was able to deliver.
And I think, obviously, comparing the careers, both in the same draft class, Rodgers still playing. I mean, or 1 year apart, my bad, sorry.
Yeah, 1 year apart.
It's definitely difficult because Big Ben was Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he was.
And I think that
one of the greatest all-time clutch performers ever.
And I think that overall career-wise, it's very hard.
It's Rodgers. Come on, let's be honest. It's Rodgers. It's Rodgers, all right? But
I think it's got to be Rodgers.
But Terry Bradshaw's the greatest Steelers quarterback of all time, but he wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't the best on the field, but he's still Mr. Pittsburgh, right? He's still Mr. Steeler. I would say Big Ben is number 2 in terms of the Steelers quarterback rankings all time. Obviously, we do a little bit of ring chasing here and a little bit of ring counting here. But Aaron Rodgers, in terms of, the total pantheon of the sport, I think he is the greatest quarterback to ever play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is crazy going into this year here where he's 41 years old. If you guys want to get in on the raffle today, we're giving away a Steelers Talk hat at the end of today's show. $5 gets you into the raffle. $10 gets you 3 raffle tickets. $20 gets you 10 tickets plus your name on the Steelers Talk Gong that we were showing earlier in the show. Every $50 that we make, I'm doing a lemon shot for you guys. We already passed $50, so I got to do a lemon shot here. But if we can get to, you know what? We usually do $250. I'm going to say every $100, we're banging the gong today, all right? So we're almost at $100 already. We're just one $20 donation away from $100 on today's show. So every $100, we're hitting the gong today. And for your raffle tickets, guys, if you want to double them, send it in via Venmo and PayPal. We get to keep more of the proceeds when you guys send in your donations via Venmo and PayPal. Because YouTube takes a 30% cut of every single super chat you guys send in. But if you guys want double raffle tickets for the Steelers Talk hat raffle today, at Jack-Sperry on Venmo or at Captain Jackrabbit on PayPal is where you guys can go to get double your raffle tickets for your chances to win the Steelers Talk hat. And listen, man, we understand not everybody has money to spend on a YouTube show, but we still want to give everybody a chance to win a hat today. So if you just follow me on Twitter today, at Jack_Sperry, we will make sure to get you a raffle entry into today's show. I'm going to make a note of who the last person to follow me on Twitter was. Okay, I got it. So if you just follow me on X today, guys, at Jack_Sperry, you will automatically get a free raffle entry to get in on the hat raffle at the end of today's show. Okay, so we got another super chat rolling in, so we'll get to that here in just a moment. And there it is, $50 super chat. This one's rolling in from Robert Luck. Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Robert Long with a 50. Of course, that gets us to the gong. There we go. This one's for you, Rob. Bang! First one of the day, courtesy of Robert Locke. What's that, Coop? It is loud. It absolutely is. $50 from Robert Locke. Everybody spam those Locke emojis in the chat. We're getting the party started here on Steelers Talk. And I think I have 2 lemon shots to get to here, guys, so I'll knock these 2 out. Oh, God. All right. There we go. All right, I just want to let you guys know we do have a new feature here on YouTube where it's called the XP leaderboard, all right? So the more you guys comment in the comment section, the more you guys super chat, the more points in XP that you're going to get, and it ranks you guys 1 through 3 of the top MVPs. Of course, Robert Locke is number 1 because he just put in a $50 super chat. And then you got the other 2 there that have pretty much commented the most. You had a couple people super chat as well. But if you guys want to get that XP up, you guys can super chat or you guys can comment down there so you can be today's MVP. Robert Locke is currently in the lead, but if you want to unseat Robert Locke, you guys can go down there, get those comments in and those super chats. Did we get another? No, we didn't get another 50, but Robert Locke said, let's give away a hat with that 50. So let's give away a hat.
I'll pick 5.
All right. You'll pick 5 people to put into the raffle, you mean? I think he wants us to. I think he just wants to purchase a hat for somebody. So how about we do this? 2 raffles today. 2 hat raffles.
Well, here's what I say. I was going to say the person that finishes second in XP can get the hat if Bob Locke's first.
I like that idea. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to raffle off a hat, but we're also going to give a hat to whoever finishes second in XP, or whoever finishes first. Someone outdoes Robert Locke, they're going to get the hat. All right. Outside of Robert, whoever is the leader in XP by the end of the show is going to win a Steelers Talk hat today. All right. So we're going to raffle one off, and we're going to give one to the winner of the XP rankings at the end of the show. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So appreciate you, Robert, for donating a hat. Appreciate you, my friend. Okay. So we're going to get into our first segment here in just a second here, guys. And just so you guys know, Ponzi is new. So if there's any mix-ups or anything graphically speaking, and Coop. Oh, yeah, blame Coop, because Coop's in charge of Ponzi today. So if there's any mistakes, just type F Coop in the chat, all right? So Saturday is the preseason opener for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Me, Coop, and Ponzi will all be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. For the start of that, and we'll go live an hour before the game. We'll talk about the players to watch, and of course we'll be watching every single play of the first Steelers football game of the year. Of course, it's not an actual game, it's preseason, but it'll just be good to see guys like Caleb Johnson, Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, all these different guys out there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys, and we're going to be doing giveaways. We're going to be doing all of our normal watch party stuff. If you've ever watched our watch parties before, you guys know it's a ton of fun here on Steelers Talk. So, again, guys, click that subscribe button. Join us on Saturday. It's the next time we'll be live. It'll be 6 p.m. Eastern Time is the start time. And I'm really excited for that start here, guys. It's going to be absolutely awesome. All right, so we're ready for our first segment of the day here, guys. Don't forget to get those donations in if you want a chance to win the Steelers Talk hat. Get those comments in to boost your XP. And without further ado, let's get into our first segment of the day, today's practice report for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry. Today was another practice at Steelers training camp in Latrobe at St. Vincent College, and we definitely got some news that we got to talk about on today's program. First up, a Steelers quarterback is out for the NFL preseason this year. We'll discuss who that is, and we'll talk about what that means for the watchability of the Steelers training camp for the preseason this year. Then we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers, and he talked about Steelers camp and the things that he's really excited about heading into his first season as the Steelers quarterback. And then we'll finish up today's show with my practice report from Wednesday's practice there in Latrobe. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We provide you guys free and daily Steelers content right here on the channel, and you guys can get down there and click that subscribe button if you guys want content every single day here on Steelers Talk. And if you guys want a special shout out on a future edition of Steelers Talk here, guys, whoever has the most comments down there in the comments section is going to get a special shout out of their own as today's MVP on a future video. So I want to give a special shout out to Monday's MVP, which was Robert Locke. Robert put in the most in Super Chats on our Monday live show, so I want to give a special shout out to Robert Locke on today's show. So everybody get down there in the comments section and spam those Locke emojis for Mr. Robert. Okay, so now let's get into the news of the day, starting with rookie quarterback Will Howard, who fractured his throwing pinky finger, and he's going to have to not get surgery, so that's good news, but he's also going to miss at least 3 weeks, and he is going to not be able to participate in the NFL preseason this year. Ian Rappaport reported it last night, saying Steelers rookie quarterback Will Howard, who banged his throwing hand in practice, suffered a fractured small bone in his hand. Sources say he's having additional tests, but it's likely no surgery is required. He's expected to miss at least 3 weeks. But more info coming. And guys, this just made the Steelers preseason way less fun to watch for me. Now, obviously, I'm going to eat it up because, I absolutely love Steelers football, and there's plenty of other players that I'm excited to watch during the preseason this year. But this was really the time for Will Howard to play in the preseason, and this was his time to be able to show the team what he was capable of doing on an NFL football field. Now, obviously, in the preseason, they play pretty vanilla defenses. It's not like an actual NFL game, but I was excited to see what Will Howard was going to look like with some of the players he's developed a really good chemistry with all throughout Steelers training camp. Guys like Rock Taylor, guys like J.J. Galbraith, and others. He was going to get a lot of playing time this preseason, and now we're at a point here, guys, where he's probably going to have to play during the regular season if he wants any chance of being this team's starting quarterback heading into the 2026 season, because you got to be able to see him play and see what he can do if you're going to forego drafting a rookie quarterback in next year's NFL draft, and unless he hits the field, and obviously we're hoping that doesn't happen. Rodgers hopefully has a good season, and this offense has a good season. We never see Will Howard on the field during the regular season, and if that's the case, I I have a feeling that Will Howard's never going to get his chance to be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So get well soon, Will. We're thinking of you, man. Show some love to Will Howard down there in the comment section by spamming his number 18 down there in the comment section. Really do appreciate all of your guys' support. You never know who watches this show. Perhaps Will's watching this show right now. Will, if you're watching, we love you and appreciate you, and hope you have a full and speedy recovery here over the next few weeks. And today, Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers' starting quarterback, spoke to the media, and he had some very interesting things that he said that I want to share with you guys on today's show before we get into our Wednesday practice report. When it came to the Steelers training camp environment, I kind of liked what Rodgers said today. This is what he had to say to CBS Sports. He says, what Latrobe offers is the opportunity to hang out with the guys every night. I had to relearn how to play video games because you're trying to connect with these younger guys, and they're all gamers. So there's video games, there's cards, there's conversations about football in the rooms, and I'm loving every second. Then he dove into the Steelers' offense, led by offensive coordinator Arthur Smith, and how it's gotten better in training camp in recent days. Rodgers said the last 3 or 4 days have been much better. Our defense, you know it is. Obviously, we have a lot of pieces to it. Always early in camp, when the pads go on, the defense seems to have the upper edge. But in the second week, it starts to turn a little bit. I feel like we have been playing a lot better the last week and a half. So that's really good news there that Rodgers sees it that way. That's what we've been reporting here over the last several days here on Steelers Talk. And then something else that he said that I thought was a really good point was that he said that he thinks that the joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week is going to be more important than the preseason games and the Steelers are going to be playing over these next 3 weeks. His logic was that defenses play too vanilla during the preseason games and they don't want to put on tape, what they want to do during the regular season, which is why, a lot of these teams like the Los Angeles Rams and other teams that don't play their starters in the preseason really give their first team offenses a ton of reps in those, joint practices, because that's when defenses experiment. They try with different pressures and they try with different disguises, and that's more like real football. So, I think Rodgers made a really good point there, and I'm going to be keeping a very close eye when the Steelers go up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here in just a few days. Then we get to Aaron Rodgers and his comments on a second-year wide receiver out of Michigan, Roman Wilson. This is what Rodgers had to say about Rowe. He says, I got to get Rowe out of his head a little bit. I think he's such a good kid. He cares so much about whether it's my approval or he's doing it right. He's just got to trust himself because he's so damn talented. The more that he can play free and not think out there, the better he's going to play. The more he can just trust what he's got and just go out and react, the better he's going to play. So obviously that's all good news there, that Rodgers feels like Roman is starting to come into his own there. You can see that Rodgers has kind of taken Roman Wilson under his wing, and he's played a lot better in these Steelers training camp practices over the last couple of days. And coming up here, I've got my Steelers practice report for today. I got my full offensive and defensive notes for you guys. It wasn't a fully padded practice today. It was a little bit of a lighter practice, but definitely a lot to take away from today's practice in Latrobe. But before we get into my practice report here, guys, you guys can get this Aaron Rodgers Steelers jersey right now when you use our link, chatsports.com/AR8. That link is down there in the comments and description of today's show. You click that link and you make a purchase, and we get part of the proceeds of that purchase. So if you guys want an Aaron Rodgers jersey before the start of the season and you believe in the 4-time NFL MVP and former Super Bowl champion, go to chatsports.com/AR8 if you're excited about Raji. All right, so the players that did not practice today, there's quite a few of them. Will Howard, of course, didn't practice as he's going to be out for the next several weeks with that fractured pinky finger. But then Calvin Austin III, the wide receiver, missed his 4th practice in a row. Head coach Mike Tomlin said that he should be on the field here soon. Derek Harmon, head coach Mike Tomlin said that he was banged up and didn't practice today, but it didn't sound too serious. I'm not too worried about that. Alex Highsmith is still dealing with his groin injury. Cole Holcomb was not on the field today. Jalen Ramsey sat out his 2nd day of practice in a row. That's a little bit concerning. Darius Slay Had a veteran day off today. Then Corey Trice Jr. still dealing with that hamstring injury. Dante Kent still didn't practice today, but he did get out of that walking boot that he's been in the last couple of days. And then Calvin Anderson once again missed practice today as well. But Jalen Ramsey was seen in a leg sleeve today at Steelers practice that went all the way down his leg, a compression sleeve. I don't think this is anything too serious. I think Mike Tomlin would have said something if Jalen Ramsey had some sort of significant injury that would have kept him out for multiple weeks. He kind of just said the guys that sat today that were veterans was more of a rest day. So maybe he's dealing with some soreness, so he's had a couple days off here. But Ramsey's been fantastic throughout camp, so I really don't have any reservations about him at this point. Then we get to 7 shots here where the offense once again won today, getting close to tying up the series in camp here. Defense is still winning that series 5-4, but today Aaron Rodgers stayed hot with a nice touchdown to DK Metcalf. In fact, 2 Rodgers to DK touchdowns today. There was an incompletion to Darnell Washington on the second play. Then Y.A. Black, the rookie out of Iowa, batted down Aaron Rodgers' third pass attempt. Beanie Bishop Jr. Had a PBU on a Mason Rudolph to Robert Woods attempt. Next play, Rudolph converted a touchdown to Woods. Then Lou Nichols, the backup running back, had a touchdown with the third team. And then Rodgers came in and finished it off with a nice tight window touchdown to DK Metcalf to secure the win for the offense, 4-3. Now we shift to the offensive notes from today's practice, which is that Aaron Rodgers lit it up again, guys. And you love that you see 2 straight really good practices in a row from Rodgers. And Rodgers talked about it during his media availability today. He talked about how the defense usually has the advantage when the pads first come on, and that's pretty much anywhere you go. And once you get to that second week in pads, the offense starts to kind of, even the scales a little bit. And Rodgers has certainly done that. You can tell his chemistry and his connection with the receivers is growing throughout camp. He's not throwing nearly as many misses from an accuracy perspective, and he's throwing the ball down the field with a lot of confidence and zip, and he is really doing a good job distributing it to a bunch of different guys. DK Metcalf, Scotty Miller, Pat Freiermuth had a really good day today, and of course, Roman Wilson, who had another great day of practice today. 2 straight really, really good days for Roman. I'd say over the last 2 days, nobody has caught the football from the first team offense more than Roman Wilson. And you can tell that Aaron Rodgers is making a point to get this kid the football and kind of negate some of this narrative around him that he sucks or that the Steelers need to go out and get another wide receiver. Like, Rodgers seems to really believe in the talent in Roman Wilson. And over the last 2 days, man, he's been getting open. He's been cooking people. He's shown an ability to make plays down the field and make tough catches. And you can see that connection really starting to blossom. And then when you get Calvin Austin, the third back, you got your 3 starting wide receivers out there, and the Steelers are hoping that Roman Wilson can kind of be that true wide receiver 2 of the future in this offense, be a run blocker, be a very quick speedster, and somebody that can get open and from outside, from inside, and just be that guy that's that legit number 2 weapon for Aaron Rodgers to exploit in this offense. And then Scotty Miller has been working quite a bit with the first team offense with Calvin Austin III out with whatever injury he's dealing with right now. And, Scotty and Calvin, very similar type of players. When Scotty makes this team or, when he's on the practice squad, whatever, it's because he is pretty much slated to play the same role as Calvin. They're both undersized. They're both speed threats. They're both downfield vertical threats. And, Scotty has been pretty much playing Calvin Austin III's role in the first team offense. And honestly, he's been playing pretty darn well. He's made some tough catches. You can tell that he can track the ball in the air. And obviously he's got the crazy speed. So Scotty Miller, as a backup to Calvin Austin III, I think has proven himself to be somebody that could make this final roster and be, a valuable piece to this Steelers offense. Then you get to some interceptions from Rodgers here. He's had 4 interceptions in the last 2 days, but all of them have been tipped, and a lot of them have been kind of just straight up BS. Rodgers has actually thrown 2 perfect passes to receivers. Yesterday it was on a seam ball to Connor Hayward. Today was on a slant to Scotty Miller, and both of them hit them right in the chest. They couldn't secure the catch. It bobbled up in the air, and then a defender was able to get the football. So, Rodgers also had a tip pass at the line of scrimmage for the 2-minute drill today that ended up being intercepted by Juan Thornhill. And then also yesterday, there was a holding on Brandon Echols, I believe, and then the ball popped up into the air again, and it was once again intercepted. So I'm not worried at all about Aaron Rodgers and these interceptions, guys. Really only 2 of them have been because of bad decisions on Rodgers' part. The rest of them have just kind of been bad luck. Throwing the football and, the ball kind of being popped into the air. So I'm not too worried at all about Aaron Rodgers throwing those 4 interceptions so far this week. Then the final offensive note I have for you guys is that Dylan Cook, the offensive tackle, is having a really nice camp, and I actually think he's on track to make this final roster because Broderick Jones has been up and down throughout camp. I think he's been a lot better over the last 4 practices or so, but if he's no good and he's not playing very well and Dylan Cook continues to play well, I mean, he's getting a lot of first-team reps, guys, and he has really done a good job at left tackle when he's been asked to do that. He's going to be a guy I'm watching quite closely during the preseason because he might be a legitimate option to replace Broderick Jones this year if he ends up just not playing very well to start off his 2025 NFL season. Then we get to the defensive notes here, and one of the most impressive plays of practice today, guys, was linebacker Peyton Wilson was going up against Roman Wilson in the one-on-one drills. It was the linebackers versus wide receivers today, and Roman kind of cooked him on a route, and he got the advantage of him. But Peyton Wilson is so athletic that he actually caught up to Roman Wilson, who runs in the 4.3s, and he was able to get the PBU on the play. So I think Peyton, from his athletic standpoint, he's added a lot of weight during the offseason and has still kept that speed. He's got great coverage instincts. He just really plays the game of football the way that you want an off-ball linebacker to play it. And he's just so versatile in this role that I think he's going to have a huge breakout year. And honestly, I think at the end of the year, we're going to be talking about Peyton Wilson as not only the best player in the Steelers linebacking core, but maybe one of the best players on the Steelers defense, period. I think he's going to have that good of a season. Then we get to a young defensive player that's also having a really good camp, and that's Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. Now, when the Steelers took Sawyer, when they did, I was kind of confused that they're, spending kind of that high of a draft pick. I mean, it wasn't that high. It was a 4th-round pick, but I thought they might take a quarterback. I thought they might take a different position, but I see why they took Sawyer, man. He's a really good run defender, and he's actually been winning as a pass rusher as well. He's just a baller. He loves football, and you can tell that when he goes out there on the field, and you can tell he's picked up a couple of tricks from TJ Watt over the course of minicamp and, of course, training camp to this point. Then another rookie that has played well is Y.A. Black, who just continuously looks good as a run defender. And then, as a pass rusher, where his value comes in is not necessarily disruption like, say, a Derek Harmon's is, but Black isn't going to get to the quarterback, but he's going to put his hand on the football, all right? Like, he's going to have some batted passes. He had one today in 7 shots. So even on 3rd downs, if you have Y.A. Black on there, no, he's probably not going to come down with a sack or create a pressure, but he might just bat that pass down and lead the drive to a 4th down, and the Steelers get the football back. So Black has been really impressive as a run defender to this point. I think he's going to be a player, and I think he's going to be somebody that's a big-time early down player on the Steelers defensive line this year. Then the final defensive note that I have for you guys is that another Thornhill interception today. I mean, Juan Thornhill has been the pleasant surprise of Steelers camp, and I always thought that he would be fine. But plain and simply, guys, he dealt with some calf injuries there in Cleveland the last 2 years, and because of that, he didn't put out really good film the last 2 years, if we're being completely honest. And because of that, a lot of people, including on Steelers Twitter and, people that do watch the film, they were very skeptical of this signing, and they were very skeptical when they traded away Minkah Fitzpatrick and named Juan Thornhill the starter. But he played really good football when the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2022. With Thornhill as their starting free safety. And Thornhill out there is flying around. It seems like he's making a play on the football every single practice. You can tell he brings the right mentality to the pitch. And what's crazy is that after practice, he actually said he thinks this Steelers defense can be the best in NFL history. So hopefully Thornhill and the rest of this defense have what it takes to capitalize on that promise. All right, so that'll be it for today's show, guys. I know it was a little bit of a longer one today, but type those real ones down there in the comment section if you made it to the end of today's Steelers Talk video. And also make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to have extensive Steelers coverage every single day on this channel, 100% free, all throughout the 2025 NFL season. So until next time, guys, here we go, Steelers. All right, so we got our super chats rolling in here. Ant $, $2 says, what's more likely, trade for Parsons or Terry McLaurin? Honestly, I don't think either. I think both of these trades are at 0%. Yeah, Coop says that him dating Sydney Sweeney is more likely than the Steelers trading for one of these guys. Listen, man, both these guys are great players, but the Steelers don't need another edge rusher. If you get Parsons, then you're paying 2 edge rushers like $83 million per season combined. All right? That's just not feasible for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Parsons is out, in my opinion. And then when it comes to Terry McLaurin, I don't think the Steelers want to pay another receiver that level of money. This is one of the reasons why they traded away George Pickens, is because with their offensive vision, they want to play a lot of 2 and 3 tight end sets. They want to play heavy. And, you can't lead the league in 13 personnel and have 2 receivers on the payroll over $33 million per season or over $30 million per season. It's just not feasible. Plus, the Commanders really aren't going to want to trade Terry McLaurin. They don't really have a true number 1 guy in their wide receiver room right now outside of Terry, and they're trying to win Super Bowls now. So, when I hear the Terry McLaurin rumors, I feel the same way about those as when people were saying the Steelers could trade TJ Watt. It's there's no way it's going to happen. It's a player that team needs to win a Super Bowl. They're going to get an extension done, guys. So Terry McLaurin, I really don't think it's going to happen. But you know what? It's a little bit of a long shot, but I think this player is kind of like the quote-unquote long shot guy that the Steelers might actually have an outside chance of getting, and that player is Tyreek Hill. All right, Hill and the Dolphins are kind of on shaky ground right now. He was kind of bashing the way that the Dolphins were operating in 3rd and short situations. Mike McDonald had a very passive-aggressive response to that. And even Tua Tagovailoa was saying some stuff earlier this offseason where it's he hasn't fully forgiven Tyreek Hill for saying, I'm out after the regular season finale last year. And, if you trade for Tyreek Hill, this is what it could look like. All right, Calvin Austin III is kind of a similar style of receiver to Tyreek Hill. He's not as good as Tyreek, all right? But if the Dolphins are looking to replace Tyreek Hill and they want him out of their building, Calvin Austin III can plug into his role in their offense as a speedy, kind of deep threat type of receiver that can win to all areas of the field. I think he'd be a better fit in Miami's offense than Pittsburgh's, if I'm being completely honest. And then you send Tyreek Hill here, and we send a 3rd-round pick in Calvin. And listen, man, I'm not saying that I'm predicting that this is going to happen, but I think that this is more likely than a Terry McLaurin deal because the Commanders just can't afford to let him go. $20 from Alex Lanier, my man. Alex, you're in on the raffle. Says, let's go Steelers talk. Everybody spam those Alexes down there in the comments section.
Right now, he is our 2nd top fan.
That's right. So I think he already has a hat, though.
I think he does.
So it would be the next person in line. Unless Alex wants another one.
Bernard's number 2.
Is Bernard still number 2?
On the actual chat, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Bernard put in a 20. So Alex is there at number 20.
So number 3 would be
Bernard?
Chew. No, Alex is number 1. Or number 2 right now. So yeah. We'll get the top fans sheet up.
Yeah, we'll show you guys who's in the XP leaderboard here because we're going to be raffling off a Steelers hat today, but we're also going to be giving one away to the person outside of Robert Locke that is the highest on the XP leaderboard. So, Alex, let me know in the chat if you would like another hat because right now you are the leader on that XP leaderboard right now. But what is that, Chuchi? Chuchi, I think, is number 3 right now, and he's just behind Alex Lanier. So, if you guys want to
super chat right now too.
What's that?
Get to his super chat.
Chuchi had one too?
Yep.
All right, Chuchi with a 20. Good to see you, Chuchi. By the way, I owe another lemon shot. By the way, guys, we will keep this show live as long as you guys keep super chatting, as long as you guys have stuff you want to talk about.
Because this lemon shot, I'll read out your message. Darnell Washington and Rodgers making chemistry as of late. Finally, utilize this guy more. This is his year.
Yeah, man. DW looks as good as he ever has. He lost weight. Last year he got to over 300 pounds as a tight end. Now he's sitting at closer to 300, but probably a little bit less than that. He's actually bigger than Broderick Jones. Like that's not an overstatement, man. Like,
I saw some
he is like
he
is huge. And the thing about Darnell is that like he's a crazy athlete too. Like Rodgers can just throw it up to him, and Darnell, like, he can leap, he can jump, and like it's impossible for a smaller DB to go up one-on-one on Darnell Washington. And I think that Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers, they're going to take advantage of that this year. Rodgers loves his big tight ends. He made Mercedes Lewis into one of the best big tight ends in NFL history. Darnell, in my opinion, is even more athletic than Mercedes Lewis ever was. So I kind of love it, man. Darnell's been a star of Steelers training camp. He's going to be a big part of this offense. Like I've been saying, guys, a lot of 13 personnel this year, which is why the Steelers probably don't want to pay $30 million per season for another receiver in Terry McLaurin, because they want to live in that 13 personnel package with Darnell, with Muth, and of course with Jonnu. So, yeah, that's going to be the Steelers' offense this year. $2 from my man John Stevenson. Says strong running back, strong offense. Run games looked a lot better this week too, by the way. Run game last week, couldn't get anything going. The screen game couldn't get anything going. This week it's been a lot different. The offense has been much more efficient. They've been moving the ball a lot better. Caleb Johnson's making some big runs out there. Jalen Warren's looking good too. Kenny Gainwell has been solid all camp, so I like where the running back room is at right now, personally.
And, you said it, the tight end personnel, the 3 tight end sets, that means the running backs are going to get a lot of carries. Mm-hmm. And, I think that if the Steelers stick to their plan, use all 3 of those tight ends.
Then you got DK Metcalf, and, this is the thing that people don't understand about the Steelers offense, okay? If you have 3 tight ends on the field, an opposing defense is almost going to have to put their base defense out there, which means it's going to be slower. And then you get the ball into space to DK Metcalf on a dig or on a slant, and you give him space to run after the catch. Like, good luck catching him in your heavier, slower base personnel opposing defense. I completely see what Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers are trying to do here. And I think that it's one of the more unique, and it's going to be one of the most fun to watch offenses in the National Football League. I can't wait. And we got Alex Lanier with a 10 here. He says, did I win a hat? Alex, if you want a hat, right now you're in second place in the XP leaderboard, and we're giving one away to the person that is second place in the XP today. So unless somebody one-ups you, unless somebody puts in like a $50 super chat to win the hat, right now you're in the lead there, Alex. So, Alex, do you already have a hat? That's what I'm wondering. JP says, "Hey Jack, what's up, JP? Been seeing you on Twitter, man. You have to have the noties on because you're liking everything right after I post it. I appreciate you, JP. Got Hotel for Life Roberts in here. Says, Jack, where can they hide The Rock if he doesn't make the 53 practice squad?" Yeah, I think more than likely Rock Taylor will be a practice squad guy this year, guys. Scotty Miller's been doing pretty good in camp. They're going to keep Skoranek, and I with all the 12 and 13 personnel packages they're going to run, I don't think they carry 6 receivers. I think they're going to carry 5. So I think Rock Taylor most likely gets put on practice squad, and honestly, I don't think anyone's going to pick him up. I think that he will be on the practice squad, and he'll be with this team this year, but just not on the 53, at least not right away. Again, guys, injuries happen. If somebody goes down, Rock Taylor could play some or have some time on the 53-man roster this year. That really is the case. All right, we're going to do last call here, guys. All right, so we're going to put up a 3-minute shot clock where you guys are going to have 3 minutes to get your Super Chats in, to get your Venmos in, to get your PayPals in, and then we're going to be doing the hat raffle today. By the way, we just got a super chat that we'll put up on screen here momentarily. But here's our donation menu, guys. If you want in on the hat raffle, that's $5, $10, you get 3 raffle tickets. $20, you get 10 tickets plus your name on the gong. Every $50, I'm taking a lemon shot. And then for every $250 total, we are banging the Steelers Talk Gong. Oh, baby, this one's rolling in from Chuchi Bang! Here we go, they Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go. Chuchi just bought himself a Steelers Talk hat. So if you want to put my email down there in the L3 there, Ponzi. Chuchi, just send me an email with your shipping address, and I will make sure to get you a Steelers Talk hat. The hat, one of the hats is yours, but we're still giving away 2 more here, guys. So don't worry about that. But shout out to Chuchi for the $50 super chat. I think that's got to put him into the second position in the XP today, if not number 1. He might be today's MVP. Let's go, man. Let's go, Chuchi. People are asking about the about Cash App. Unfortunately, guys, my Cash App isn't working right now. They want me to change into a business account for some reason, and I don't want to do that because I'd have to put up taxes and all this different stuff. It's a whole situation, but we have my Venmo handle and my PayPal handle down below if you guys want to send in a donation. We greatly appreciate your guys' support. We got a super chat here, or a PayPal. Ponzi just sent you a PayPal. And we also have somebody that wants in on the raffle. All right, we have Robert Kirkpatrick. Got that? Robert Kirkpatrick. He just followed me on Twitter, and he is in on the raffle. Can I unfollow you and refollow you? And we just got another follow, too. Jerry Ferguson.
Alex L says, I did not win a hat.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Still in the raffle.
But Chuchi, because he put in 50, already has a hat. So Alex is actually still in the lead to win the hat.
Yes,
So Alex, you're actually still in the lead to win the hat.
Put up that top fans one more time.
So you got Robert Kirkpatrick and Jerry Ferguson.
Yep.
And then there's Jam Threes. All right, so let's look at the XP leaderboard here to determine who wins the second Steelers hat of the day. That would still be Alex Lanier, looks like. Is that right? Is that updated?
Updating it right now.
There we go.
So Chuchi is today's MVP. He is number 1. Spam those Chuchis in the chat with the $50 super chat. So Chuchi's already won a hat. Robert Locke's second. He's giving away a hat. And Alex Lanier is number 3. So Alex, this email down below, right here, Alex, right where I'm pointing, Sperry@chatsports.com. Send me your shipping address, and we will make sure to get you your hat. So congratulations to Alex. So last thing to do here, Ponzi, is to take out all of Alex Lanier's raffle entries, as well as any that Chuchi has, because they've already won their hats today. So congratulations to Chuchi for purchasing a hat and Alex Lanier for winning it because of the super chats he's put in today.
Got one more super chat trying to get into the raffle.
Oh! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! King Yinzer! Anthony Fuller with the $20 super chat! Let's go! Good to see you, Anthony. It's good to see you, man. A new season is upon us. I hope you're going to be watching all of our watch parties this year, my man. All right, I will get you into the raffle. 10 raffle entries for you to win this Steelers Talk hat, my friend. Let's go, man. So right now, Coop is walking through Ponzi with the wheel. So we will do this raffle here momentarily. But shout out to Anthony Fuller, my man. First $100 super chat in Steelers Talk history from this guy. All right, that's why he's King Yinzer. So shout out to Anthony Fuller. He's been a fan of the show for a long time. It's always good to see him in the chat. Shout out to Chuchi, who's been today's MVP. Today's XP MVP, I should say. Alex Lanier putting in multiple big super chats today. Still got over 220 Yinzers in the chat right here, man. And we're going to give away one more Steelers Talk hat to finish out today's show.
I think we're already here.
Are we ready?
Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
Hold up.
One more entry.
Coop says, hold on. We need one more entry here.
Hold on now, Chip.
Hold on now, Chip.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Second.
Oh,
You can just add it in there, but that's hilarious. Come on now, Chip.
where are you seeing that?
Are you not seeing it?
No.
Look at your super chats.
Just give me a second here. All right, let's take a look at the super chats. Oh. Hold on now, Chip. Hotel for life. Who is that? Wait a second.
Who is this?
Is that Tyler Jones? I'm not joking. He's at a hotel. Is he using a computer at the hotel?
No.
I don't know.
No way.
I don't know who this is, but he says, hold on now, Chip. $10 for hotel for life. That's crazy, man.
So, barring any other last minute.
I don't think so. Shot clock's already been done.
Shot clock's been done.
That is it. Shot clock's already been turned off. All right, let's give away one more Steelers Talk hat here.
All righty.
Just re-click music there. Yep. And now do it. Yep. And then,
Got the wheel.
And then just go to the center.
All right, so here's the wheel, guys. That's all the names of the people that are entered. Let's see who wins the hat today. All right. Oh, is it going to be Anthony Fuller? William Ho wins the hat today. William, if you're in the chat. He was a Venmoer. So, William, if you're watching, you can find my email, sperry@chatsports.com. We'll make sure to send you the hat. Also, if I don't hear from you on email, I'll just send you a Venmo message. So, appreciate all of your guys' support. Ponzi, if you want to come on screen one last time, man. Everybody spam Ponzi in the chat. His first ever Steelers Talk live show. You're going to be seeing a hell of a lot more of Xavier Pond, mini Cam Hayward over here. We got to get him a Cam Hayward jersey, though. We got to get him the Cam Hayward jersey. So shout out to Ponzi. Shout out to Coop, who's been training him here.
Get in here, Coop.
Shout out to intern Sam, that's been helping us along here.
Intern Sam.
And us and F Trader Joey, of course. We haven't said that yet on today's show. We have to say it every live show. That has to be a tradition. So, all right, man. It'll be us three on the preseason watch party on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. Hope you join us. I believe we're going live either 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern.
I don't remember what time the game is.
I think it starts at. I think it starts at 8 Eastern. So I think we're going live at 7 Eastern. So
Yeah.
So make sure you click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live on Saturday night. Appreciate all of your guys' support. And until next time, guys, here we go, Steelers.